turn the heat on.
Oh God, don't why? No.
Now it's 0 degrees again.
It's cold as balls.
It got cold as balls in Springfield fast.
It's
really fast.
It's cold as balls everywhere. Like, I think I read this morning, all 50 states got like a freeze alert.
Oh yeah,
which is goddamn crazy.
There's mountains of fucking snow out in like the Buffalo area. Like mountains of fucking snow. It looks like the Overlook and shit.
Awesome.
We don't have any snow here.
There's dustings, but it's not like, piled up yet.
No, we had it a little bit when we went to go see Saving Christmas the other day because Kirk Cameron brought snow to us.
He did, and it was because of the Lord.
Mm-hmm. It was because of the... Huh? Random text, whatever. I'm in the middle of something, phone. Stop that.
Not now reviewing a movie.
That was actually because of the sound system in the, because of the sound, I don't know if you were the same way, but because of the sound system in the theater that we saw this in the parts where there was like...
I checked my phone like 8 times. Just out of like, oh, fuck me? Oh, okay.
Like, oh shit, not only do I have the sound on my phone on, which is rare.
Loud!
It's loud as fuck! But no, it's a phone going off in the movie. But the way the system was, like, earlier when the movie opened and there's like a Skype call noise it's making, I'm sitting like, someone in this fucking theater have Skype on? What the fuck is going on? I would think the crowd of people we saw this with would be the first ones not to check their phones in the middle of a movie.
Of course we did.
So we just got out of Birdman, had 0 Saving Christmas, 0 stars, polar opposite group of audience.
Oh yeah, complete different audience. There's a whole lot less camo tonight.
Yeah, there was that's red state, blue state audience in that. Like we were about the same age as the rest of the audience here. At the other movie, we're the youngest. We're young.
No, we weren't the youngest.
Chickens.
There was 2 kids at Saving Christmas.
Oh, that's sad.
I know. It's probably the only movie they got to see all year.
Oh, no. No. I'll bet you they saw God's Not Dead and the Identical.
Well, God's Not Dead probably had their favorite rock band in it, so, you know.
True. They'll be coming back out to the theater to see that,
that
Hillsong.
Yes.
That Warner Brothers is releasing. Okay. And yeah, that will probably come here opening weekend. Yet we had to wait 2 months.
Well, it's been a while since we had a concert movie, so...
Yeah, it's been since... Were we at one this year? Was it...
The last one we were at was One Direction. I think that was last year.
It was last year, because that was the same weekend as Getaway.
Yeah.
I know this because we were talking about Getaway recently, and I was like, what the fuck was I at that night? Oh, the One Direction movie. So we had to wait, like, probably, like, a month or 2 for Birdman to come to town. Which, I mean, it went to the good theater here in Springfield.
In the smallest theater at the good theater.
But even the smallest theater at this one is not a bad theater necessarily. It isn't like when you go to the smallest theater at like Parkway, the one that shows like the religious movies, and the one out east that looks like, oh, I'm sort of watching this at home.
Yeah.
So we had to wait to see easily one of the best movies I've seen all year. It's awesome.
Easily, yeah. That movie was fantastic.
Birdman rocks. Especially, like, it just rocks anyway, but especially if Michael Keaton's one of your favorite actors, and he's one of my favorite actors of all time. Michael Keaton, one of my favorite actors of all time.
He's fantastic.
Oh, I've seen... If you go from, like, Night Shift to Desperate Measures, I've probably seen every Michael Keaton movie in between that time. There's some that he's popped in the past like 10 years, some that I've seen, some not, but he is easily one of his best performances. Might be his best performance.
Honestly, like, I've seen a lot of Keaton movies too. Like, this was outstanding.
Oh yeah, and he's getting deserved recognition for this.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
Oscar talk. Like,
I'm gonna be upset if he's not at the very least nominated.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna be upset if a lot of people in this movie aren't at the very least nominated.
picture, editing, writing,
definitely.
supporting actress. Oh yeah,
Supporting actor.
Supporting actor.
Oh, fucking Ed Norton.
This movie is so cool, man. This movie is great. It's easily one of his Keaton's best performances since like Clean and Sober, probably from the 80s, which is a movie that really got swept under the rug in the 80s. This one isn't. This one's getting a lot of fucking recognition. I want a Michael Keaton comeback, man.
I do too. Like, you know, we got Mickey Rourke back a few years ago. I'm ready for Keaton.
Yeah.
Like, Mickey Rourke was always a dude. It's like, oh yeah, Mickey Rourke. Cool, I like Mickey Rourke. But Keaton's a different beast entirely.
I hope that there's an asylum version of this movie.
Oh my God.
Starring Val Kilmer. Sweet.
That would be cool in and of itself.
Yeah.
But no, because if it's gonna be Asylum,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going for like that era of like recasting a guy who played a superhero,
Yeah.
I'm hoping for Billy Zane.
Oh, yeah.
He was the Phantom.
I like the Phantom.
Me too. In a really like campy B movie kind of way. It was perfect.
And it's stereotypical of a guy my age to say, but Keaton's my fucking Batman, and this movie's great because he can because when he's doing the Birdman voice in this, it's haunting and like really really kind of fun and cool, but you can tell that there's certainly some post going on in that voice, but even Michael Keaton post-production doing superhero voice is still a better superhero voice than Christian Bale.
I love when Christian Bale was cast as Batman, I was so excited because I was like, oh, perfect fucking casting.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved him as Batman, and I loved him as Bruce Wayne. I hated that fucking voice.
I couldn't stand that voice, man. I
It's-
couldn't. Great Bruce Wayne. And when he's not saying much, he's intimidating as Batman.
I loved him as Batman. In the first movie, I was like, okay, I can forgive the voice because he's just become Batman. But by the third movie, he should have had a better voice.
You know, like, it bothered me more in the first movie because I wasn't expecting it. It didn't necessarily bother me in Dark Knight because I expected it going in, what his Batman voice was going to sound like. I was kind of blindsided with it in Begins. Dark Knight Rises, I just all around didn't care that much for. But Keaton's Batman voice, though, like, yeah, he's lowering his voice. It sounds cool and intimidating, and it doesn't sound fake.
Yeah.
It sounds like a guy who's gonna throw you off of a building. I like to think that this movie is he's still playing Bruce Wayne. Just, he's lost a little bit of money. Everyone knows he's Birdman or Batman. And he wants to find new fame and fortune on the Broadway stage. And he's going crazy.
Going absolutely insane. But that's the weird thing about this movie is you would think he's going insane. But at the same time, we see enough stuff that could be happening in his brain and could be happening in reality. You don't know for sure that he might not be crazy.
I know, he might really be Birdman, and I've been saying this for years, that Michael Keaton is actually Batman. And finally there's a movie that believes me. No, I'm totally with you. Like, the weird stuff in the movie that's like not quite explained, I totally want to take literally. Like, okay.
I do too.
Like, he just
has
flew.
fucking telekinesis.
He has telekinesis. He just flew on top of that building, and then the ending, the ending shot, I'm like, okay, all right. I feel like I'm secure enough to say that I really think this is happening literally. He's flying.
He's flying.
He's Michael Keaton is the greatest actor of all time, and he can fly.
There's no special effects. That's just Keaton
That is
flying.
just Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
He does his own stunts. He walks around Times Square in his underwear, and he can fly.
Yeah, Tom Cruise can climb any building he wants to. Michael Keaton can fucking
Michael
fly.
Keaton will take the shortcut. He doesn't need the stairs.
Scale the outside. Bullshit, I'll beat you up there.
It's a really, really quirky movie that is, it's everything that in terms of its tone and even its plot, sort of, even a lot of the really, really kind of cool, insane stuff it's doing with the Birdman and everything. It's everything that I like. I love this movie, but the movie is everything that I like about Charlie Kaufman, but without any of the stuff I hate, if that makes sense.
I can see that. I, for the most part, really like the Charlie Kaufman stuff that I've seen, but this was... Really what sold this for me was just the fucking acting. Like, they could have made this movie shot for shot with worse actors, and it would have been terrible.
Oh, well, sure, it's an actor's film.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's a movie about a play, and it kind of feels like you're watching a play.
Yeah. Because, I mean, honestly, besides, until it goes a little fucking berserk and there's flying and shit, like, the movie, it seems to take place like in like 4 rooms that are connected to each other.
And even the flying stuff, like there's really like kind of meaning and purpose to that being there. He's like, yeah, you know, you're sitting here watching all this shit with this talking. I know what you want. You want the special effects and the fucking Birdman. Yeah. And then it's like this big vulture tearing apart the city. That's kind of great. And it's what they don't, I mean, I knew this going in, but what they don't.
I only knew because you told me.
About the camera work in it. Yeah, and I
had no idea from the trailers, the previews, or anything else. But
somebody might have mentioned it in the comments section or something like that, because I definitely didn't go reading reviews for the movie.
Neither did I. This was one I went in just completely blank because I wanted to go in completely blank.
What they don't, I mean, I'm positive they say this in the reviews, but what they don't get across in a lot of the advertising or previews or anything for the movie is that it looks like it's done in one shot. Like, I mean, it's obviously not, but like
it would have been impossible.
Yeah, for several reasons.
But there's a few places where you can pick out, if you're looking for them, you can pick out where they.
Oh yeah.
But for the most part, it's pretty goddamn seamless.
For the most part, it's a very seamless, long take, except for a little bit at the beginning and a little bit at the end where there's cuts. But the part of the fun of watching a movie like that, though, is looking for the cuts.
Yeah.
It is. Like, it doesn't, for me, it doesn't take me out of the movie.
No, it's like, when are they gonna fucking do it?
Yeah, for me, it's like kind of cool looking for that. You know, I
only saw 3 places where it was really obvious that it was a cut.
When it goes dark, or...
Yeah, there's one scene where the screen goes almost completely black, and I'm like, that's one. When there's a scene where they're zooming past a bunch of Christmas lights, and I'm like, that's one. And then there's a scene on the street where there was a weird little jump in the way the people were moving, and I was like, that was obviously one, too.
Or when it moves really fast to the other side of the room, or something like that. Or when it's going through, like, a window, or it's zooming into, like, a television set, or something like that. Like, it's fun looking out for that kind of stuff. But Michael Keaton in the movie, he plays an actor who was famous in the 90s and late 80s for playing a superhero in a string of superhero movies called Birdman. And it's... less so much that it's like, oh, it's Michael Keaton playing himself. It's not that, because like in this, it's sort of like it comes across more so that like that's the only thing he's popular for.
Yeah, it's more like Michael Keaton playing a later version of Adam West in a way.
Yeah. I mean, like if Batman was the only popular thing Michael Keaton did, you know. There's no way, man. Mr. Mom, Night Shift.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. The Dream Team. Pacific Heights. Shit, yeah. So he's in this slump. He's in this depression where he wants to be taken seriously as an actor. He wants that mojo back. And so he's doing this adaptation on Broadway that he's written, is directed, and is starring in, and it's mostly taking place over a few nights of previews for it, in which a bunch of shit's going wrong. Like, you know, they have a bad actor at first, and then a light falls on his head. And then they get Edward Norton.
Falls on his head.
Falls on, yeah. That's what happened on Spider-Man. Alright, I get it now.
Yeah.
Spider-Man was really there. Actually, Spider-Man is in this movie.
He is.
This was the best, this was honestly the best Spider-Man and Emma Stone movie I've seen all year. You disagree?
Overall, no.
You thought Spider-Man 2 was a better movie than this?
No. There was parts of Spider-Man 2 I absolutely adored. But for the most part, no, that movie was a fucking hot mess.
Yeah, that was a hot mess.
Yeah. I was like, oh, Sony, this is your fault.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, yeah, Sony, this is your fault.
So what you get for trying to cram too much movie into one movie.
They should have learned that lesson not that long ago.
Not that fucking long ago. Just one number up higher. 3. There you go.
But, yeah.
That's been our review for The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where the only good part of the movie was Noah popping up as Dr. Insano to tickle, torture Electro for some reason.
All the one-on-one stuff with Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone was good.
No, I liked that. That's what I said about Amazing Spider-Man 2. I was like, this is a pretty good indie romance movie surrounded by a shitty superhero movie. It would be like if you were watching like 500 Days of Summer and then all of a sudden Spawn happens.
I want to see that movie so bad. Like the shitty 90s movie Spawn too with the really bad CGI cape.
Oh, yeah. With the version of hell that looks like fucking Food Fight.
And just gross-ass John Leguizamo bombing around.
Farting and shit. Yeah. Ah, clown. Ew, this movie's gross. This is the pest, John Leguizamo. So throughout all of this, like, Keaton is like, he's hearing the voice of Birdman in his head, and he's like, come on, brother, we need to make a comeback, you and me, like, all of this stuff.
We're a fucking movie star.
We're a fucking movie star, man. And he's trying to, like, juggle, like, his daughter, who's just out of rehab, his estranged wife is there, where they actually have a perfectly good, like, ex-relationship with each other. And there's, like, sort of a pregnancy situation with the girl he's having a fling with on the set.
I think it's actually his girlfriend. It said they'd been together for a couple of years.
Okay. And then Edward Norton shows up as the hotshot actor, who's easily one of the best parts of the movie. He's like arrogant, hothead, impotent theater actor, unless he's fucking on stage.
Yeah, just complete and utter alcoholic douchebag motherfucker, and just charming as shit.
Oh, he'll still pay you a compliment. Yeah, he'll ruin, like, the preview screening and be, like, throwing around, like, fucking shit and tearing apart the stage, and then he'll go backstage and be like, seriously, though, dude, that was a good show. But I think the audience really loved it.
Yeah, Norton fucking kills it in this movie. He's definitely...
Oh, he was great.
He's definitely got... I can't see a way... I mean, there's a few more movies coming out this year, but if that's not a supporting Oscar
I hope
nod,
so.
I mean, I don't know what fucking is.
I fucking hope so. Like, I've got my fingers crossed for Michael Keaton so bad on this.
Oh, Keaton definitely. If he's not at least nominated, I'm gonna be furious. Because honestly, of the movies I've seen this year, like... I can think of one or two other people that I would say nominated, yes, but I can't think of anybody that beats out Keaton right now.
Oh, me neither. And I'm saying, like, I genuinely mean that. I don't mean that as someone who, like, you know, grew up with Michael Keaton and just instantly just fucking loves the guy. I mean, like, genuinely, this
He's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I know I just got out of the movie, but I'll say, like, it's easily in his top 3 performances, if not his best performance.
I have to go with best, honestly. Yeah. I mean, it was...
I'm trying to think of other, like, best dramatic performances of his. Definitely Clean and Sober. I mean, comedic, certainly.
Oh, yeah.
Night Shift. Fuck yeah, Night Shift is a fucking classic. I can think of movies where, like, dramatically, like, he's Game 6, he was great in that, but, like, I can think of some really kind of cool dramatic performances of his where the movie's not necessarily a masterpiece. Yeah. Like, he totally makes movies like Pacific Heights and Desperate Measures.
Or fantastic movies that he's in where he's not necessarily comic relief, but he kind of cuts the tension with just who he is. Like, like Jackie Brown.
Oh, yeah. He's great in Jackie Brown.
And the same character in Out of Sight.
Yes, in Out of Sight. Fuck yeah. Come on, dude. White Noise. The Keaton Ghost movie.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I forgot about White Noise.
I watched White Noise because it had Michael Keaton in it. I didn't watch White Noise 2 because it didn't have Michael Keaton in it.
Well,
I got paid $10 to go see Jack Frost.
I remember that.
For a local newspaper. A local newspaper in town gave me $10 to go see Jack Frost. And they gave me a choice to go see Jack Frost or All I Want for Christmas with Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Yeah, I picked the Michael Keaton movie. And I took a date to go see it.
You used up that whole $10 they paid you.
Yeah. Yep. I think I gave it a C.
Yeah. If
I was sober when I saw it, I would have given it a D. Well, the movie really says a lot, too, about celebrity in this day and age, because he's trying so hard to make a comeback for himself, his character in the movie, by really just going broke, working his ass off on this play.
Doing something he finds meaningful.
Yeah, doing something that, isn't, like a superhero movie or something like that, or some, maybe fluff Hollywood film. He wants to do something that he loves, something that's meaningful, something that actually gave him an inspiration to be an actor, his character. And meanwhile, what actually gives him sort of a comeback in the movie is a viral video. Of course, that's what does it. Yeah. It's not everything that he's trying to do. It's a viral video of him when he accidentally gets locked out of the theater and is in his tighty whities and has to walk around the theater to get back in, and people are there taking his fucking picture and everything and saying, "Yo, Birdman, autograph this Birdman," and that goes viral and gets 300,000 views in an hour or some shit like that, and that's part of why he has a comeback in this film.
Oh, man.
Which is honestly very realistic this day and age.
Sadly, really is. Really fucking is.
You need to either do that or shoot your nose off on stage.
Oh, dude. I was at that point where I was like, this cannot be how this movie ends.
This movie had a few different spots where I thought it was the end, and even if it did end in these spots, I still would have loved the movie.
Oh, me too, but I would have been like, ah.
Yeah, I would have been like, that's dark.
Yeah. Oh, fuck me.
If you've seen this movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. If the movie ended in this one particular spot, I would have been like, that's dark and ballsy, kinda.
Yeah, I have to say, I don't know if it's my mentality or what, but that scene made me fucking jump.
Yeah.
The sound editing. Fuck me.
Oh, yeah. Me too. I mean, in the same way it was, making me really, confused whenever a phone was going off because the sound system was very loud in there. Anytime that gun went off, it made me jump. And I'm sitting there watching earlier in the movie, at some point during this movie, that's going to be a real gun and it's going to be loaded. I don't know where it's going to be going. I don't know if he's actually going to put it to his own head in the end of this play or if this is going to turn into Sid Vicious. But I was glad it kept going. He gets, this comeback because he literally spilled blood on stage.
Yeah.
And then he becomes Birdman at the end.
Because why the fuck not?
Because he is Birdman.
Yeah. Batman, Birdman, same guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same guy. At the end
Only Birdman can fly.
At the end of the day...
Batman can't fly. Michael Keaton can fly, but Batman can't fly. That's why he never flew in the movies, because Batman can't fly. He was staying in character.
He was. Yeah, it wasn't in the script. That would have been weird if he just started flying. That's why he needed the bat plane. Whether he's Batman or Birdman, at the end of the day, Johnny Gobbs is getting thrown off a roof. I'm telling you, man, a giant bat. Don't write this shit in the newspaper, Knox. Yeah, we missed the Batman re-release last week. It was going to be me and Brian, but something came up at the last minute, and Brian couldn't go, and at this point, it was too late for me to ask anyone else. But between all of us...
If you want to see a Batman review, we can...
Yeah, it's like...
We could actually probably just sit around and do the entire movie.
We could quote the entire film.
Yeah.
I don't even mean between all of us. Each individual one of us has Batman memorized. We can easily do a review for that movie. And I've seen the movie in the theater since 1989. They brought it back a few years ago here in Springfield. If I hadn't seen that, it's one of my favorite movies. If I hadn't seen that movie in the theater since '89, I would have just come here by myself and gone to go see it. And then meanwhile, Sarah's at home like, meh, call me when they re-release Batman Returns.
She is a lady of impeccable taste.
I like Batman Returns too. I just like the '89 one better.
Same here. I like the '89 one better. Like, I have been saying this for years. Neither of them, to me, is a great Batman movie, but they're great movies.
I think that even people who love it, like me, even people like me who will say, like, oh yeah, easily in my top 20 favorite movies, I think even most people like that will be like, yeah, that's a lot different than Batman. This is Michael Keaton throwing people off of a bell tower and shit like that. He's Batman if Batman was also the Punisher. Well, this, I got my closest thing to a Michael Keaton Batman 3.
Yeah. I loved every second of watching this movie. It was just
me
fun.
too. I highly recommend it. Most of you have probably seen the movie already.
Yeah. And if you haven't, go see Saving Christmas, then go see this.
Yeah.
We're still sticking with the go see Saving Christmas.
You gotta go check out Saving Christmas.
Because Birdman is going to be around at least in a couple more weeks. Saving Christmas, we got, what, another week? Theaters
yeah, because they've advertised it's a limited 2-week engagement.
Yeah.
So hurry up, go see that. You only got 2 weeks, and then the present's gone. So you gotta go see yourself Saving Christmas to see the bad, unintentionally weird movie, and then go see the awesome, intentionally really weird movie.
Yeah.
With much better acting in it, too.
The one that's gonna win some Razzies and the one that's gonna win some Oscars.
Man, Saving Christmas better win some fucking Razzies. Jesus fucking Christ. Did you know the guy who fucking, was the angry Christian
Yeah, he was
guy?
the director.
Yeah, he was the director. I didn't know that till I got home, and it doesn't surprise me.
Angry Christian guy. His name was Christian.
And his name was Christian. Oh,
yeah.
Saving Christmas. I can't wait for more people to go see that. We sold a lot of tickets to that.
I think, honestly, we've done more promotion for that movie than anyone else has.
Well, yeah, when Kirk Cameron's promoting it, he's literally just preaching to the choir, not us.
No. No. We're bringing him those outside dollars.
Yeah.
Now Kirk Cameron needs to promote our next movie.
Yes. Whatever that may be, he will love it. I will send him a copy of it.
Oh my god, let's make a religious movie.
Oh, I've thought about writing like a religious spoof movie.
Oh my god, let's make Badass Santa Claus the movie.
No, that's coming out next year. That's the movie that Glenn Beck is producing.
It's coming out next year?
Yeah, it's coming out.
We can make that movie in 3 months. Let's fucking do it.
Oh, apparently they it's coming out like, I don't know why we're getting teaser trailers for this now. It's coming out like in late 2015. It's a movie produced by Glenn Beck, so you know it's good. And it's basically, you know that scene that we told you about in Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas where it's jolly old Saint Nicholas beating the fuck out of people? It's that, but a whole movie. Sold. It's called like Immortal or some shit.
Immortal.
Yeah. It's called fucking Immortal. And the trailer for it is just old Saint Nick beating the fuck out of people.
Dude. Fuck making a spoof. We need to make like a straight up religious propaganda movie. but
I'm making a spoof.
But if we do it like Saving Christmas, we can still get all the facts wrong.
This is true.
Yeah.
We should just be really, really genuine about it.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't blink for the entire movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Don't shave.
Well, neither of us really shave that often anyway.
I haven't been clean shaven in like 5 years.
I know. It's been a while.
Well, I stopped with the goatee.
Yeah.
And have just been keeping it. It's just scruff. I actually like that better. Well, I had the goatee because I was fat, and to me, it covered up my face more. And then I lost all the weight, so buy goatee.
Yeah.
And buy heavy suit jackets. Ah, hoodie, I missed you. Any final thoughts about?
Please go see this movie.
Oh yeah.
It once again falls in the category of, like, if it deserves to be seen on a big screen.
It honestly really does.
Yeah. Like, this would be a movie that will be good on, I think, on home video.
Oh yeah.
But it does deserve to be seen on a big screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when movies like this make money, we get more good movies like this.
Mm-hmm. And when Saving Christmas makes more money, we get more movies like that.
Well,
it's a win-win, honestly.
Yeah. The problem is we like shit on both ends of the spectrum.
I know, yeah. We like our Birdman, and we also like our Winter's Tale. Both involving people who made Batman movies. Michael Keaton and Akiva Goldsman. I can't say enough good about this movie. I had a really good time with this. It's fun. It's not laugh out loud funny, but it's like that kind of like silent kind of laughter, like just absurd comedy, like whether it's Michael Keaton slapping around tanning Edward Norton with a newspaper until they get into, like, you know, realistic dude fight while stagehands watch in horror.
It's also smart and artsy without being so smart and artsy that you want to fucking punch somebody. You know what I mean. Right?
That would make Zach's character from the Snob movie want to kill someone.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
It's like, oh, this is a very smart and artsy movie, but also, Michael Keaton's rolling around New York in his fucking underpants.
Mm-hmm. It's just fun. It's cool. So go check it out. And I'll be back Thursday with The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. I hope it's like Birdman. Wow, she really is literally a Mockingjay. I did not know that's where that was going.
Yeah, I won't be here for that.
Yeah, it's me and Sarah.
I'm sure I'll be here next week for something, and we got a fucking con this weekend. Promote the
con.
Fuck!
Yeah, we'll promote it at the end of the video.
Yeah.
Everyone always watches these straight to the end, right?
I think some people actually do.
Some do. Some do. I mean, I've written it above hand.
Look up if you want to. Look up on the page, and
we'll be in
a con.
We'll be at Days of the Dead in Chicago, or Schaumburg technically, but it's Days of the Dead, Chicago. We'll be there this weekend, the 21st through the 23rd. We'll be there all weekend with DVDs and shit. So come see us.
Bags of shit, literally.
Bags of shit.
It's for shits by Brad Jones's DNA.
Yeah, I ran out of... The gray markers run out of ink really fast. I had to use my shit. Because my ass never runs out.
Never.
Bye.